There we are. We'll give them a few minutes to jump on. There's been quite a few on Fridays. It's been quite nice.
Great.
Yeah, so we should have us a good audience. I've been sending out reminder messages each week to try to make sure we have people on. And I decided to experiment this week and see how it went without doing that. So hopefully I didn't mess up. There's one. Yay. What are you barking at? You want to say hi? Come here. This is my journey.
Aww.
Say good morning.
So cute.
He's supposed to be taking a nap. We're supposed to be taking a nap. Who's watching? Who's here? You should. Can you see the comment stream? There's nothing there, but
yeah,
on the side. Okay.
Yep.
The last interview, she couldn't see it for. Hey, Ashton, so glad you're here. Thanks, hon. She couldn't see it, and then she figured out. How to find it. So I just want to make sure you could see it. Yep. All right. Well, we'll get started. They'll watch replay for sure if they're not here, but I'm sure some others will jump on. So tell us what your company is and what the company name is and what you do.
Sure. So I have a website and branding business called Pivot Marketing Solutions, and basically build websites for female entrepreneurs primarily who are just looking for more help with getting their websites to convert. It's kind of what I specialize in, and we work with all kinds of different businesses, different industries. We focus on what I like to call goal-based design. So we talk to the business owners specifically and find out what your business goals are, what it is you want your website to do for you, and then build it around that. It's kind of a little bit of a different process than some web designers, but
that's awesome. That's the way it should be, though. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So tell us, I know the words getting your website to convert are very popular and you hear them a lot, but tell us exactly what that really means.
So basically, and it has to do a lot with the goal-based design. For example, we focus on customer experience. So bringing your customer from the first thing that they see on your page and what you want them to see first on your page. And then taking them through that process and through that journey through your website is a much more effective way, I think, to go about it. And that's how you cause the conversion to happen. So it has to be a very clear-cut process, very simplified process of how they get from point A to point B. And that's how you improve the conversions.
Gotcha. Okay. So here's an example. My husband and I just started a drop shipping business for kitchen gadgets because he's very passionate about his kitchen stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm just now learning how to read the Google Analytics stuff and all of that. Yeah. And I think, what's the term for people who just land on the first page and leave?
Bounce rate?
Yeah, bounce rate. Our bounce rate is very high. So I have to give that some look.
Yeah, that's kind of what we focus on too with that initial, we call it above the fold. So before you have to scroll or anything, what's the first thing your customers are seeing? And if they're immediately being drawn into an experience, that's what we try to give our customers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got to look at that some more and figure out how to make that a little more effective. I think they get on and they spend, I think it's an average of 1 minute and 11 seconds, and then they're gone. Okay. How did you end up doing what you're doing?
Well, it's interesting. I I used to work just a typical office job, and then we started our family. And after I had my first son, I realized I didn't really want to be away from him. So I started looking for some more flexible options. And around the same time, I was starting to connect with a lot of other moms online and started a blog that was kind of focused around healthy lifestyle, mom lifestyle, that kind of thing. And from there, I learned, I just built my own blog and learned how to do web design from that. And everything that I learned was just kind of another step of something that I wanted to do. And it's expanded quite a bit since then. And I've done courses and different things just to expand my knowledge. But that's kind of how the whole thing got started. And I thought, well, hey, this isn't what I expected. I didn't expect websites to be like this to build. I could do this for other people. And that's kind of where the idea was born. And since then, we've had 2 other children. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
employment is great.
Yeah. So how old are your kids?
My oldest son is 4. He'll be almost 4.5. My youngest son just turned 3, and my daughter is 7 months.
Wow. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we are busy.
Yeah, no, I understand more than you imagine. But that's a little bit farther in my past. So as the gray hairs will tell. Okay, biggest challenge that you faced when you started your company, what was it? And how did you overcome it?
I want to say the biggest challenge was just focusing, because I have a heart I love to help people. I love to put myself out there and go above and beyond for people. And it's a little bit tricky when you start to do that for everybody, especially when you start to scale a little bit. And, you realistically can't do everything for everybody. So I think just narrowing down exactly what I wanted to do without being afraid of turning people away that might not be exactly what I want to work with, or exactly what I want to be doing. That's probably my hardest challenge.
Yeah.
And still too, because I get people that ask me, do you do this kind of site? Do you do this kind of, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I shouldn't, I should put my blinders on and focus.
So
But
what is your ideal client then?
primarily work with female entrepreneurs who are have done their own DIY site and are looking to up level, redesign, expand their services. Even we do a lot of integration with the real estate companies we've worked with, integrating IDX or different search results, or calendars, booking calendars, things like that, where people are looking for their website to help them run their business, basically help them make their daily tasks easier, that kind of thing. So, and it's not necessarily brand new entrepreneurs, but I do also get brand new entrepreneurs as well.
Yeah. So I imagine, do you do like the Shopify type sites and all that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I actually just finished one a couple weeks ago for a client.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. Let's just put it that way. And clearly it's not ideal. Not ideal by any means. So how do you keep yourself focused then on that, and like knowing what your ideal client is, and keeping from letting yourself get scattered in all the different areas?
I
say no.
I kind of started viewing it just from a lifestyle perspective. Like basically, the whole reason I wanted to do this was because I wanted to be home with my family and I wanted to have the flexibility to spend time with them. So if I am saying yes to everybody that comes to my door, no matter price or what it is they want me to do, then I'm inevitably taking away from time with them and taking away from my whole purpose in doing this in the first place. So that kind of keeps me focused when I know I can put people into my system instead of mushing my system into, meet their needs. Then that's going to give me a more effective work environment. It's going to make me more efficient and ultimately have more time with my family. So that's kind of how I stay focused on it.
So you focus on your priorities, and that helps you to say no when you need to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm actually personally struggling with my balance, my work-life balance at the moment. So, This helps.
Yes.
The fact that he spends the day with me helps tremendously. Okay, what are
Mhm.
tips that you can give us?
I would I would say one of the biggest lessons and things that I would pass on to new entrepreneurs, especially when you're just getting started, is don't be afraid to be yourself and to do what it is you want to do. Because I feel like so many entrepreneurs get stuck in I feel like I have to look a certain way, do a certain thing, do everything all the experts are saying to do. But I think what's becoming true, especially recently with all of these new businesses popping up online, is that people can make it work in a variety of ways. It's just you've got to want it and you've got to figure it out. And I think when you can marry that, the passion and the things that you want to do with figuring it out and how to make it work from a business perspective, I think that's a gold mine. I think you
Yeah,
can be successful in business and not have a passion for it. And then what's the point of doing it,
yeah,
So I
no.
would say definitely find what it is you love to do and figure out how to make a business out of it. And that's, I think, where you're going to find the most success.
Gotcha. Do you have any tips for us based on the website design or anything like that? Any ideas,
Um,
say for me or anybody who else might have a Shopify? Because I know there's several e-commerce people in our group. So,
right. Well, I will say, I mean, this kind of goes for everybody, just some quick tips that will help with conversions because that's what I focus on. Even something as simple as color play, using colors to contrast each other. You have, a more neutral background. If you have a button you want somebody to click on, you want somebody to, something to pop, put it in a bright color. If you have a color palette you stick to, I always recommend 5 colors. Two kind of more neutral, a main color, a complementary color, and then a darker color for text. That's usually a pretty good way to go about it. But if you focus on using those colors to direct people to what it is that you want them to see, then that helps with conversions immensely. And don't be afraid to ask people to click on something or to, click on this link, go here, check this out multiple times, because it usually takes people at least 7 times to see something before they will act on it.
oh, wow.
So
Okay.
so I always tell people, they think it's repetitive to have a button in the menu or to have a call to action here and then again down here in a different form and then a video call to action. But it really just reiterates what you're trying to get them to do and it's more effective when you add value and you say, this is a helpful tip. Click here to see how I did it. Or, you know what I mean? Where you're giving them value and then giving them an example, and that's your freebie or that's your opt-in or
Yeah.
that's whatever it is you want them to click on.
Okay. Awesome. That sounds good. I'm going to go evaluate the colors on the Shopify site for sure. I don't know who's still here. There's a Facebook user that says, "Good morning, all." Is there do you have a question or anything you want to ask Bekah while we have her on? While we're waiting, Bekah, are you a member of the Facebook group? The
I think
startups?
I am.
Okay, gotcha.
I tried to join and it redirected me somewhere. It was doing something funny on my phone.
Oh,
But now I'll make sure after this
okay,
that I am.
yeah, do because if anybody has any questions, then they can ask them in the comments. And then if if you miss it, I'll tag you. I'll watch and make sure everything gets addressed.
Sure.
But yeah, no, that'd be awesome if you could just kind of stick around the group and answer questions for anybody who might have some
Yeah, definitely.
great information. Karen, hi girl. Karen sells awesome jewelry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay. Have a great day and a fabulous weekend. And
Thank
I'm
you,
very
you too.
thankful that you joined me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people catch replay. So that was a lot of good information, Bekah. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Yep. And I'm happy to answer questions. So just
Okay.
leave them and we'll get back to
Thank,
them.
thank you. You have a good weekend.
You too. Thanks.
Bye, guys.